This is the Carthago C Tourer Motorhome 142. Calls itself lightweight, as well it can, because this vehicle offers 495 kilos of payload, a lot of which can go in there. And as I'm at the garage, I'll show a bit more. Well, I've got that curtain there, so we'll see what that is from the inside. This is your electrics. You open it up here and you've got your charger, your fuse box and other things. Let's come round the rear. So it's a pity that the same size door couldn't be on both sides, because it does mean that you can only get your bike out on the right hand side, but at least you've got access there. Here we have the place for the gas. Now I believe in refillable as much as possible, but that gives easy access, and I don't think that people of, well, some of our ages should be lifting and manipulating heavy gas tanks. Now in this case at least it's easy access, so we're only really lifting them. This vehicle has a double floor. Double floor has two advantages. One advantage is that it gives insulation. Advantage number two is that it gives storage, and as you can see there's plenty of storage in there. Coming around, there's a door to get into the driver's position, and coming around the vehicle now we'll have a look at the dimensions. Well, you've got the price there. That's the base price, 80,650, 88,110 in this form it's in at the moment. The dimensions: 685 long, 227 wide, 289 high. 685 length is, in my opinion, about the ideal length for a vehicle. It's long enough to be able to live in, yet it's short enough to be able to find somewhere to park, hopefully. Got this double bed at the back, which is my favourite layout. 2 steps up to the double bed, and here we have access to the garage. In here there's plenty of hanging space, storage under the kitchen, 3 hobs. In here we have the toilet. Oops, it's locked. Curious that it locks from the outside, but maybe that's because it's in the showroom. So plenty of space in there, and got this wonderful mirror from one length to the other of the room, so you can see yourself whilst shaving without any difficulties. Down here we'll have this here, which is access to the water. It's always good to have internal access to water. Sometimes there are reasons why you can't fill up from the outside. I had something happen to me in Italy last year where I had to fill it from inside because I couldn't get, the hose was so short that was given, I couldn't get access from on the left hand side, so I had to fill up via the door. These things happen. So storage and more storage in this. This calls itself the cellar, the double floor cellar, and there it is. Look at all that huge amount of space in there. And you've also got the water taps, so the water will drain out. Here we have a shoe drawer. That's a convenient place to put them. My shoe drawer is at the back, and it's quite often in many vehicles it's at the back. I think you really want to take your shoes off when you come in the van. I take my shoes off when I come in the van, and I put carpets, or rather towels, on the floor because it's nicer as you walk along in bare feet. Also, towels are quite easy to clean, or not so much clean, but rather to shake out, and you get rid of the dust and everything. Anyway, a couple of bits of advice there. Now, what I don't really like though is this bed up here. Now, I appreciate that there may be more than 2 of you in the family, or you might want to sleep with the person you're married to, in which case that bed will be needed. But the problem is it takes up headroom. You've got losing about 30 centimeters, nearly 25 centimeters of headroom when you come down here. And every time you get out of the passenger or the driver's seat, you're going to have to stoop your head a bit. But at least you can sit over there and stand up properly without having to worry about that. One thing I don't understand is this chair here. I don't know what it does. I don't see the point of it. And many Carthago models have a chair here. I think it's unnecessary. I think there's already a lot of space around the table. There's nothing wrong with having space in the van, empty space, because it does it gives the idea that the van is bigger. That's the first thing. If you put clutter in it, it gives the idea that the van is actually smaller. There we have the television, which pops up and down. Now, there's even a bit of prep room here at the kitchen, I would say. Now, if you are using that bed up there and you want a bit of privacy from this bed here, you've got a door which comes out here, slides along, and gives you a bit of privacy should you so want. Now, for me, as I said earlier, this is about the ideal size. It is, I suppose, the sort of van I would want. If I could choose any van, I think it would probably be this. Once before I said it was the E-Line Yachting was my favourite, and I've slightly changed my mind now. I want smaller vans, maybe it's a sign of getting older, I don't know. But what I would want is not so much a integrated model. I'd rather have a semi-integrated model. The reason for this is with the semi-integrated, it may sound a small thing, but we've all changed windscreens before in our lives, and you get a windscreen from a semi-integrated model like there. That is a Ducato windscreen, and that will have a much lower price than the Carthago windscreen, which is there and which you may have to wait for depending on where it happens. So that is the main reason why I prefer semi-integrated. Of course, with an integrated, you've got all this extra space at the front. And, when you're actually parked somewhere, you can stick your wet clothes there or something like that. You can put your plants there, this type of thing. It does have that little bit of an advantage, but I would stick with the semi-integrated if I had the choice.